Hey, good morning, everybody. Try to do a Facebook Live this morning. Get back in the routine 9:19 a.m. And as I've been noticing, things are slower now with the coronavirus. Now Facebook is having issues with even their Facebook Live. So I'm streaming this on YouTube, hidden channel, and I'm going to upload it. So I'm streaming live to an empty audience. No one's here. Um, so there you go. All right. Well, hey, what's been cooking? My goodness, how the world has changed in the last couple weeks. A week ago Sunday, we were able to play softball. I posted some pictures. Things were kind of going a little downhill here in the U.S. We headed out for spring break and went camping, and we got to at least enjoy a few days up in Savannah and St. Augustine, um, and came home. And now, of course, dealing with the coronavirus like everybody else, and doing our part, trying to stay isolated. Unfortunately, my wife works at Publix. Hey, Linda, we're streaming on YouTube. I was supposed to be on Facebook, but Facebook isn't working. So I got somebody on my YouTube channel, but I'm gonna download this and upload it to Facebook. But so, anyways, back to that. My wife works at Publix, and of course, they're dealing with everything. Hey, Lisa, and we're homeschooling. The girls are here, trying to keep things sane. I've actually made a personal goal to exercise more. We're losing weight as a family. Me and Emily. Emily's got a 30-day strength and conditioning. I told her to make the best of this situation, and at least we can say, hey, back in the 2020 coronavirus outbreak, I got stronger. And hey, what's up, Linda? Mobile, Alabama. And I've already lost like 8 pounds, so I'm working my tail off, getting things done I normally wouldn't done. Worked on the website a bunch. Worked on the app a lot. In case you didn't know, I do have an app, and it did a lot of work to it, and actually my website. So let's talk about some weather. And of course, we have a lot of Facebook supporters. Usually, I do these little videos for Facebook supporters. They kick in a little bit, but most of them are pretty great. They were like, "Hey, let's just share everything." They just want to support what we do here. So I'm going to make sure everybody gets to see this video. So I'm going to talk about hurricane season coming up, and we have. Hey, Lisa, yeah, rough in Louisiana. I know the whole country is absolutely. I have so many opinions about this coronavirus, and I trust our government. I trust the world leaders. I know that they know a heck of a lot more than I do, and we just have to trust them. But man, it's like talk about crashing and putting a halt on the economy. And my brother works in the restaurant industry, and I mean, he got laid off where he worked. Let him go. Obviously, where he lived, they kicked everybody out because it was kind of a rental place. Doesn't have a lot of money. He actually used to go to a soup kitchen here, and I'm sharing this because I shared it on my Facebook page, but they closed down, and he's lost. I feel so bad. Everybody. I mean, conventions, restaurants, hotels, every industry is being affected. So let's hope we get back to normal once this thing stops. So. But we always have weather, and we got social media, and I'll be with you every morning here in the hurricane season. Starts up in a couple months, so you got that right. So, yeah. All right, so here's what's cooking. Let's talk about some weather. So right now, this is interesting. Tomorrow, let's talk about tomorrow real quick. So this is tomorrow. We got pretty strong, severe chances up here in the upper Midwest, going into Illinois, into Indiana here. We have a low pressure system that's going to be racing across west central United States today, and we already have storm chances today. But this is tomorrow. This is today, right here. Today, pretty significant chances. But tomorrow could be a pretty serious day with tornado outbreak. They're already given a red hatched area. Pretty serious. This is definitely strong indicator that we're going to see some systems. A couple of maps I was looking at tomorrow. This is your NAM forecast. This is your significant tornado parameters. And it's not always 100%. I mean, here's today. We got chances brewing actually overnight into Oklahoma. going into tomorrow morning. This is overnight hours, significant tornado parameters, and this isn't even the area that's highlighted, but something to watch is our low pressure is going to be spinning up here, going to be bringing up a lot of warm moisture, and the clash of the cold and warm here. This is Oklahoma, Texas here, but then of course tomorrow we're bam right here at the border here, Illinois. These significant tornado parameters are up already, and just something to watch. This general area tomorrow. Timing tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern, so 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time. So we're watching that for sure. So there's that. Let's take a look at just the overall. Let's take a look at the low pressure look of it. Let's go back to my site here. You can really see it here on this map. This is your National Weather Service map. You can see our low pressure spinning up here up until Wisconsin, Minnesota. 980 low pressure area zipping across the north here and creating this instability. So definitely need to watch this whole general area tomorrow. Could be significant. Let's take one more look here at the Euro. And then there's no rain in Florida, in South Georgia. Everybody's wondering if it's ever going to rain again in Florida. I don't think it is. We are hot. We have a high pressure over the Gulf right now, and it's creating tremendous heat. All right, here we go. Here's a Euro. So this is the equivalent of a land cane. I mean, I showed one a couple days ago, a nor'easter type setup that was off the East Coast. The water's not warm enough yet to classify it. It had to look. Didn't think it was going to be Arthur subtropical, but it definitely, we're starting to see this. But right here, I mean, we got serious low pressure gradients here. And anytime you get this across, 980, 988 right here, we're going to get this storm, we're going to get we're going to get this clash. And this is exactly what the models are showing. Anywhere from North Texas, Oklahoma, all the way northeastward here. This is tomorrow. So that's tomorrow's big story headline. And here's that front. It fizzles out. This is Saturday, Sunday. Here's Sunday right here. This is Sunday morning, early Sunday morning. Rain's draping across. And then look what happens. Bam! High pressure kills it. And no rain for the southeast through Monday at least. There is chitter chatter. There it is right here. Okay, there you go. This is Wednesday next week. There is chatter about rains finally making their way south. Wednesday of next week. There you go. That green stuff is not pollen. It's rain. This is mid next week. We could have a little bit of lower energy make its way southward and actually get all the way through Florida. Look at that. And the temps are going to be cooling off too. So that's the chitter chatter. Next Wednesday, rain in Florida and southeast possible. And let's take a look at temps because everybody is going to be hot. Let's just look at overall let's look at southeast temps here because it's going to be hot this weekend. Let's zoom in on it. All right, so here we go. Here's daytime today, Friday, 90s all the way across the south. Here we go, 90s. And then we get into Saturday, bam, look at that. 93, Central Florida. We had 100 degrees in Oklahoma yesterday, by the way. 100 degrees hit Oklahoma. First, I think it might be the first 100 of the year. I don't know. Hey, getting a few people on there. What's up, y'all? My YouTube's brand new. I was supposed to be streaming live. Eventually, I'm going to be streaming live Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So I'll be able to stream the exact same stream for hurricane season. So there's a little test. But we're looking at temps. Here you go. 80s just Saturday tomorrow. Look at that. 80s all the way across. Everybody's in the 80s. Virginia to Texas. And then Sunday, here's a little more 90s. And then Monday, 93s again. So 90s for Florida for the next 4 days. But here's that front. Let's show the front. Here's Wednesday. You can see the blue coming down. Here's the blue coming down. And let's see what we got. There we go. High temps of 70s. Then we're going to get to 50s possibly. Look at that. Thursday morning. 50s maybe for Georgia. Maybe freezing up in the Smokies. So late season cold front coming down. Nothing drastic, but 50s across the I-4 corridor Thursday morning. And then we'll be probably back to heat again, which we are. So there you go. There's that. All right. There's that. What else are we going to talk about? So today and tomorrow, We got to watch this general area. Man, and cover my mouth. um, this general area tomorrow, of course, big threat already developing. Low pressure going to be clashing, serious wind. Let's take a look at the wind forecast, by the way, on Windy. I love this site, Windy. I got it on my site, Windy. Windy. All right, let's take a look at, here's that low. This map doesn't really show me. It kind of does, I guess. You just get a journal. It's going to be a windy day regardless. But here's that low pressure. Let's go to gusts. And so there you go. This is tomorrow night. These are, anything pink. There you go. You kind of see it there. There's our land cane. Not a land shark. Not to be confused with Jimmy Buffett and alcohol there. But so here's our land low pressure area tomorrow. Going to be centered right smack dab over St. Paul, Minneapolis here. You can see a little spinach right there. Spinning away. But it's pretty significant winds. These are wind gusts. Chicago 40s tomorrow. This is tomorrow over tomorrow night. So more of a late. There's a big. This is what we're seeing overnight. I have a feeling, overnight hours, this stuff's going to start ramping up, even possibly, Saturday night, and here's Sunday overnight. So a lot of this is overnight hours, Saturday night into Sunday. But look at these. These are some pretty significant ones. Anything purple, technically, could be upwards of. Holy moly! I just fast forward. There we go. Bam. Let's see some wind gusts. Fairfield, Ohio, 49. So it's gonna be a windy day. Big winds. Sunday night or Saturday night into Sunday morning. Saturday night. It's a weekend thing. Here's 4 o'clock Saturday. There's midnight Saturday night, going into Sunday, and then we got Sunday 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Back up a little bit. There's 9 a.m. So big low pressure area over the central U.S. Really expands on Sunday nights. So it's going to be a windy weekend. Windy weekend. That starts to die out a little bit on Monday. So very big winds. Again, let's show you that. Then I'm going to talk about the hurricane season. I want to look at the tornado parameters again one more time, because it's pretty interesting. That's a pretty strong indication that we could have some strong tornadoes tomorrow. Let's look at, I'll take the NAM. Well, we'll go back to the NAM again real quick. We'll look at Supercell Composite, a little different map. This gives you an idea. So here you go. Here's tomorrow. This is boom. All right, timing again. Supercell Composite. This is tonight, midnight, 1, 2 o'clock. So not showing up on the SPC map, but northern Texas, Oklahoma, we could see some pretty strong storms overnight tonight. And here's that same system. Low pressure is going to be spinning to the north, bringing in this clash. This is 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, or I'm getting ahead of myself here. All right, boom. All right, so here's Friday night, 5 p.m. Friday night. That's when things to start watching. Tomorrow afternoon, there's noon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So tomorrow evening, afternoon, heat of the day kicks up tonight. Man, I'm so glad I'm doing this. It takes me by the end of hurricane season, I'm so on it. But I need to drink some more coffee from my Princess Cup. I saw a funny meme yesterday. It was actually on our local channel, News Channel 10. It said, "Today is Wednesday, in case you didn't know." And I swear that's exactly my life, your life, everybody's life. We don't know what day it is. That's Friday. I have no idea what day it is. So let's reset. This is today, Friday tonight. Today is Friday. Storms are going to start kicking up tonight in northern Texas and Oklahoma. Tonight, Friday. And then overnight, we could get another round. Saturday, midnight. Look at this. This is tonight, Friday night, Saturday, Friday midnight. Another big round in Oklahoma. And all these supercells are going to be racing their way northward through tomorrow night. So a little bit of action tonight. Really kicking up overnight tonight. Over into Saturday morning, and then bam, we start to get some pretty strong stuff going into tomorrow night. So that's the big weather to watch today and tomorrow. Big winds across most of the upper half of the U.S. So, all right. Now, let's talk about hurricanes. There's no dates on those. I don't have to worry about it. So, here we go. There's that ugly coronavirus. We can block that thing out if we want. But anyway, AccuWeather was the first one to come out with their early season predictions, or one of the first. We're going to see a bunch in the next couple weeks. Here's Louie. We can show Louie before he walks away. Come here, Louie. Y'all haven't seen Louie in a while. Here he is. Come here, buddy. Louie is not grown an inch. He's still our same little puppy. He's snoring. We took him camping. He loved it. Say hi, Louie. Say hi, everybody. You good boy? Everybody likes to see Louie. He's a good puppy, right? You a good boy? He's been a good dog. He's 2 years old now. Can you believe it? I have him all hurricane season. But anyway, all right, so talking about hurricanes. Well, this is the time of year we start getting all these crazy predictions, and most people hate them because they rarely pan out. But there are a couple parameters that you got to watch, which I've showed a bunch lately. There's only a few things they can use early in the season to make these predictions. I mean, you're going to get X amount of storms. You're going to get big peak season, October, September, October. But two things they're looking at right now. So AccuWeather came out with their forecast, and they came out a little higher than normal. They're calling it above normal season. Not a lot. They're comparing it to 2005 and 1980. That's a lot of hurricane forecasters do that. They'll predict a season based on climatology and patterns they're seeing now with El Ninos and general jet stream patterns. But they're comparing it to 2005. That doesn't mean it's going to pan out. It could be an active year. Now, of course, they're talking about two things: water temperature and the fact that we're going to probably be in a La Nina pattern. And I'm going to show you that. But there you go. There was a big news this week. AccuWeather came out with their forecasts, and a little higher than normal. So there you go. We're going to start seeing more and more forecasts come out. I would almost bet money that everybody's going to stay above average. Okay. So this is what's cooking. Let's look at two things. All right, let's look at water temps already. Here's a great map on Bay News 9. This is your current water temps. Water temps heating up. Already in the middle 80s in southern Florida. 80s all in the Caribbean. So 80s already. Water's heating up. Your anomaly map shows you that your Gulf waters are running 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees above normal Celsius for this time of year. Indicator, starting to get a degree warmer down south. So, Western Caribbean and Gulf are hotter than normal. The Atlantic is sporadic. A couple years ago, we saw a big cooling of the Atlantic, and that kind of choked off the Cape Verde season early in the season. But we still had Florence come across that year, so it doesn't mean much. When we normally don't see hurricanes in the far Atlantic early in the season. It's just too much dust, too much shear, too much cooler waters. Usually early in the season, we're looking right here. So this doesn't mean much over in the Atlantic yet. But what they're watching is warmer close to home. And our anomaly map. Another good site. Let's take a look at one. Let's see, Weather Underground used to have a really good water map. Let's see if they still have it. They used to. Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe they do. Oh, is that the water map? Let's see. Click on that. No, I don't think I see it. Let's see, Atlantic Ocean. No, I'll have to find it, but they kind of changed the whole thing once they got bought out by Weather Channel. But they had a good anomaly map. Let's see. I'm not gonna give up. Not gonna give up. Let's see. Let me just type up Weather Underground water anomaly map. Let's see if it comes up. No. Maybe. I'll have to find it. Used to be the first thing on their page, but they've changed it. Here's a good one, but that's old. Talking about polar vortexing, but anyway. All right, so water's hot. The other thing is the trend here for a La Nina pattern, and this is fairly new, not new, but talked about a lot more over the years. When we have an El Nino pattern, typically hurricanes are suppressed because we have a lot of shear in the Caribbean and in the Atlantic. And that's all controlled by the weather that's happening in the Pacific. So the conditions in the Pacific are warm and wet during an El Nino. And the warming of the Pacific allows for more hurricanes, less shear. But it also creates a lot of shear here across in Central America into our neck of the woods, if you live over here, my neck of the woods. So in an El Nino pattern, you get a lot of shear typically, and typically you get less hurricanes. Doesn't mean you won't get a big one or one. It only takes one, but typically El Nino years, you have less activity. A La Nina year, La Nina, right here, waters begin to cool on the Pacific side. And when you get the drying, cooler air, it doesn't create as much shear. Trade winds are less, and we get a lot more active Atlantic side. So the pattern is trending to where we're going to have a possible La Nina during peak of the season, September, October, August, September, October. And all the weekly trends, and I have these links on my site, but your weekly trends come out every few weeks or so. But the general pattern is, this is neutral pattern 0-0, El Nino to the top, La Nina to the bottom, and all the graphs are showing that this is August, September, October, November on the bottom here towards your bottom right screen. Everyone's showing a little bit of more signs of a La Nina pattern later in the year, and that's usually when we get the big systems coming in off of Africa. That's when things are hot in the Atlantic. So far we could see a stronger peak of season later in the year. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Doesn't mean anything. It's just those are two of the major factors that are going to create these early season predictions. Which, you take them with a grain of salt. 9 times out of 10, people think they're wrong. Then they come out and do an update a few months later. So, but I tend to definitely agree. I think with those two factors, we're going to see a little bit above normal pattern. I do. Here's what we'll see early in the season. Generally, this is June. Now, several last years in May, we've had a system, I think 5 out of 7. I'll have to check it out. But it's more than 50% that we've had a system develop in May. Definitely agree that could happen again this year. Usually, they're just tropical systems. But tropical systems can dump a ton of rain. And as we saw, with some of our systems last year, Imelda in Texas, it doesn't take a strong hurricane to make a big mess. So I do believe May systems are likely, especially with the water so hot in the Gulf. But this is your general pattern in June. Here's where it all begins, Western Caribbean. Nothing out in this neck of the woods. So this is why they're focusing on the water temps right now. And then as we get into July, action spreads eastward just a little bit more. And then as we get into August, things really ramp up here. And then as we get into September, bam, that's a peak of the season. And lately we've been having some of our big story makers later in the season, September, October. Obviously Michael. And then that was later in the season. Came up almost in the exact same spot right here and went straight north. So there's that. All right. Well, there you go. Temperatures, here again, let's take a look at the surface map. Let's take a good look. This is kind of a good one. It's kind of, lots of color. Big high pressure. That's probably not a good one. Let's take a look at another one. Sarah wants to say hi. Sarah, you want to say hi? She's over here peeking over the couch. Like, what are you doing, Daddy? And when I'm done, she always says, all done talking? Here's excessive rainfall map for today. This is leading up to our big system tomorrow. So it could be some big rains today. That's today. Friday. Trying to find a good surface map, surface chart. We can do a full Atlantic one here. Boom. Kind of see. But anyway, there's that front. So high pressure was over the Gulf. And I tell you, here's a good link we can look at. We can look at water vapory. Actually, let's take a look at Gulf water vapory. Vapory. I'm not sure that's a word. Vapory. And there you go. I can't really make it any bigger. But where? Sarah wants to say hi. You want to say hi, everybody? She's not really dressed very pretty today, but there's a camera. Say hi, everybody. So when Dad homeschools, we wear yesterday's clothes all week. We don't comb hair, but we brush teeth, right? You brushed teeth today? Yeah? You brushed teeth? You did homework yesterday, right? Yeah? You had breakfast? Yeah. All right. I keep them going. We just, us dads don't worry about their hair like the moms do. And then when Mom comes home, she takes the brush. I keep the brush here because when I do brush it, it's right here. I'm like, come on, let's go. Here's what moms do. And she screams and cries, and she looks like the bad person because I haven't combed it all week. It's kind of funny. I get in trouble, but anyway, here's the high pressure. This is all dry air in the Gulf. This is you can kind of see it again on the surface map. It's kind of hard to see, but our front came down to Florida, and it kind of hit this high pressure, and it bent up, kind of bounced off the ball. High pressure dome is like a ball, and that's what's bringing in a hot air, spinning clockwise, and that hot air is hitting up into the upper Gulf, and that's why we're gonna have 90s and 80s this weekend. But it blocked our front. You can see the front down here. Ooh, didn't make it. Ha. And there it is. There's the high pressure. So that's why we're going to get the heat. 5-day rain forecast. Zippo. Had a little rain yesterday in northern Florida, but not a lot. Didn't accumulate much. Don't even know I'm on one site. Here we go. Here's a 1-day rain map. We know that one. Here's 5-day. All right, so 5-day rain map. Starting to get into Wednesday. 5-day rain map starting to show the rain's coming in on Wednesday. So the next shot of rain in the southeast Wednesday for sure. Cold front coming down. 50s in middle Florida. Exciting. Might be the last big hurrah. I still got the fire pit going. But there you go. So that's happening there. And pollen. I always love this map. Holy moly. This is what I like. Look at that. Where we live. The pollen forecast. Tree pollen hit us hard about 2 weeks ago, but it's slowly going away. You know why? Because all the pollen's out of the trees. And you know what? This rain on Wednesday, done. Kill it all. Get that crap out of the air. So our pollen in Florida is drifting away. Big heavy pollen draping across the south. That's your reds. Everybody here is sneezing. Add that to the coronavirus, and you got sinuses and people coughing and sneezing, and it's a mess. We're a mess. And the toilet paper's out. Julie, my wife, says that Publix had to delegate one paper product per person, and they've been out of chicken, I guess, for a couple weeks now. Crazy. We're not eating any more than we normally ate. We're eating out less, eating at home more, so that means buying more. But we shouldn't be going to the bathroom anymore. Shouldn't be. I don't know why. So toilet paper sales are probably going to be down once this coronavirus is down because everybody's stocked up. Here's your seas forecast. We got the big low pressure nearing Newfoundland. Bermuda got hit last night with this tail. Let's take a look at that real quick. This is pretty fascinating because I didn't think it was going to be Arthur, but it always makes good conversation. It doesn't even go up that high. Darn it. Can we go that high? This map. Maybe it goes up. It didn't go that high. Darn it. Kind of see it. So yeah, I'll tell you another good map. We can look at Windy or the Knoll School site. We'll take a look at the winds. This will let us take a look at where that low pressure is at right now. There we go. There's the low. Kind of elongated, but that little sucker brought some action to Bermuda, and winds in Nova Scotia about ready to hit on over to Newfoundland today. Draped itself down south. That was the big weather. What else is cooking before we kick on out of here. Anyway, so I added some new site maps, wave height maps here. Bay News 9, Mike Clay, great guy, local Met. They emailed me and said, hey, we got some cool sites if you want to link them. I'm like, heck yeah, man, thank you. But they got some high definition tropical graphics now on their site. I have them linked. Good stuff. Windy in South Texas right now. Look at that. 17, 20. A little storm down there in South Texas. Windy down there. Look at that. If anybody's down there, it's windy. Calm in Florida, so there you go. All right, so that's this. Once we get going in the hurricane season, man, we'll be going rocking and rolling, doing these lives every day and talking about what's coming, forecast, that kind of stuff. So, in a nutshell, we got storms today, big storms tomorrow, possibly storms tonight. I'm really surprised that the SPC didn't highlight this stronger for later tonight into tomorrow morning, but the general thinking is this area here, North Texas and Oklahoma, is going to get pretty strong tonight. And then a second wave overnight. This is going to be something to watch. I'm going to post that because I think they're going to adjust their maps here. And that comes out in an hour and a half, 2 hours. So there's that. Tomorrow, really watching this area. Anybody up in that neck of the woods, you need to let them know tomorrow's going to be pretty nasty. And tomorrow night, big threat for tornadoes, unfortunately. So pretty far north for heavy tornadoes, but we're talking Illinois into Indiana and, of course, surrounding spots. So that's the big story to watch. And then next week's cold front comes through Wednesday down into Florida. It should be rains in Florida and cool weather. So there's that. And I think that's a wrap. So I rambled on. I didn't get a lot of YouTubers. I actually listed this as private. But, hey, we had Michael. Hey, what's up, Michael? Yeah, man. What's up, Linda? Yeah, let me go to my Facebook page. I got a cool picture here. Let's see here. Mike Boylan, photos. And let's see, we had some neighbors. We actually, the coolest thing about this coronavirus that I see is people are out of the house. There's a cool picture. There's me. Had some neighbors here. We actually rode the Oldsmar Trail, and hey, it was fun. I mean, I could not believe the amount of people that were outside, which is good. I even got Emily riding a bike with me. She hadn't rode a bike in a couple years. Now, she does softball, so I can't fault her for that, but I haven't rode my bike I had to take the baby carrier off the bike. That's how, literally, I had the baby carrier on the back for when we had Sarah. Sarah's 10 now. So that bike, I've been moving the bike in the garage. Every time I pull out the Mustang, I pull the bike out. Still had the baby carrier on it, and I had to take I took the baby carrier off, and it was fun. Hey, it's good, So that was us a couple days ago, doing that. So had a little funny picture with Sarah. We get bored when you're self-isolated here, quarantine. So we roped off a 6-foot barrier between me and her, and I put her in a chair, and I said, we're off to Walmart, even though we didn't go. And I know that the CDC, I've been learning more and more, but family members don't have to be 6 foot, just non-family members. So that wouldn't have happened. But if she had a friend that came, we'd have to put the friend in the back. So that was just for fun. I posted this last night. I took it off the site. I got educated very well, but I still see a lot of airplanes, and I just personally trying to understand all this, closings and I just hate it because I have a lot of friends that are being affected by this, and I hope they recover. A lot of small businesses that are being forced to shut down. So I just made a comment, why didn't we shut the airplanes down? But apparently, I was educated. A lot of people said they were cargo planes, a lot of medical supplies. So, hey, cool, I'll delete it. I'm not going to start any controversy. So there's that. Took the girls to see the first schoolhouse. There they are. We luckily had a decent spring break before we had to get shut down. So we made the best of it. We were camping. There's all of us at the Reef restaurant before the food shut down. Had a good time. Even took the kids to the torture museum. Trust me, Halloween Horror Nights was a lot scarier. And that picture doesn't say it all right there. Look at that. So the family we went with has triplets, so it was basically five kids enjoying their spring break. So there's little Louie. He got a little Yoda doll for his birthday, 2 years old. So it was cool. There we go. And let me tell you, that is when you go camping. That's the best. We'll leave it on there right there. The best camping food in the world. So, all right. Say I'm trying to learn this Facebook or YouTube thing. I'm gonna have to figure this out. So when we go streaming live, Linda, hey, hardcore fan, cool man. Yeah, Linda, I know the oaks are blooming. So there you go. All right. Well, hey, listen. Thanks for tuning in. I have to figure out why Facebook isn't working. YouTube's working, so I have a feeling it's got to be on their end. I'm not going to panic yet. I've just noticed things are really slow right now. A lot of sites are slow and down, and so sure Facebook's just dealing with it too. So I'm gonna upload this, and thanks to all the Facebook fans, YouTube fans, supporters. Got a new T-shirt out. If you haven't seen it, got a cool design. This is our 3rd year of making a hurricane shirt, and I thought it's awesome. I put all the names on the shirt. Arthur, Bertha, can't even pronounce half of them. We got Dolly. Oh man, there's gonna be some fun with that one. Everybody's laughed at Nana, so got a link to that if you want to get it. Cool, appreciate it. There you go. All right, so hey, we'll see you next time. Have a good day, and stay healthy, stay safe. Hopefully we get through this mess quick and back to normal. Have a great one. Bye.